switching up their drafting patterns that early on. But we'll see indeed, it's a unique approach to see the meta coming in from the wildcard champions rather than the defending champions.
Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 1 into the land of Dawn as Natan brings us in. Skies and Andoryu going to be pathing towards the same route over. They'll be meeting up, and let's talk a little bit about this matchup, right? Lancelot versus the Joy. I think in recent times, well, oh, hold up, big fight mid lane.
In as early as less than a minute, it seems like Stormy has been brought down to less than half HP, and I'm seeing the confidence in the interview, even just now in the mid lane from Pluto.
Boulevard, really well played on the Kimmy. It just shows you the experience that he's had in the wild card, just picking up this hero so many times. And Andoryu was actually gone for the orange buff straight into the Lethal Wanderer, knowing that SRG's jungler Skies will probably go for the triangle route.
Yep. And I'm liking how they're controlling the mid lane so far, since we know for a fact that Hilda does tend to be the one putting the pressure, being the one trying to invade a bit. But okay, so we saw this coming, but not to a point where it could potentially be an early solo kill. But hold on, in the mid lane, it seems like there's action happening once more. Thorn Rose committed by Andoryu, but Skies secures first blood onto Pluto and will not get punished for it.
Great moves from Skies. A glimpse of the MSC performance he's had last time. Vengeance!
Okay, gets the flicker out of the turret, but will that keep him safe? Because Cram will try to go for the kill, but instead, no, it's Yumes trying to help him there. A little bit of help, but somehow still a solo kill.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it can still count mid lane. This is definitely not a solo.
Oh my goodness, the pressure in the mid lane coming in from Virtus.pro, and the way they're able to answer back against SRG. This is a surprising turn of events, but Andoryu Phantom execution out. Pluto might be taken out though, not yet level 4, and the control in the turtle pit seems to fall into SRG's hands.
This is big. SRG have brawled it out and actually have gotten a better timing in towards the turtle. Bad call level 4 though, that's Pluto!
Oh, so it seems like they don't want to recall. They're just trying to regroup, but that'll mean that SRG.OG secures the first hurdle of the game.
Now we get to see the setup that was done in the draft. You know, batting out a lot of the ready-to-fight heroes for Turtle 1 to take away that strength away from VP. Now we get to check onto the emblems here. Master Assassin for the Claude. It's the firmness for the Moskov. Super Agorka has taken much more of a passive route. Hell, I think the entire team has 3 tenacities from Virtus.pro. They're really respecting the firepower from SRG.
So could they be really planning to focus on the macro for this game, not until they know that they've already hit their power spikes? But the way we're seeing it right now, at least in the trio mid, they're just really taking on the fights. They're somehow starting to brawl, but speaking of brawl, it seems like Stormy will start it instead. They will try to go for it, and they take down Pluto. Andoryu gets to escape, but now will he try to re-engage? Because the rest of his teammates, they seem to be in danger. That's 2 members down for Virtus.pro.
Great fight from SRG, utilizing that Stormy utility here early on. Getting those knockups massive for SRG, and you can just see the coordination here for SRG, right? The fact that they were all ready to pounce as the knockup came through with the Lantern Flare shows you that at least here, they've got the advantage in that department. Virtus.pro were all over the place.
Yeah.
Boulevard was kiting away, wanted to go for the member they used Traction Pulse on. Now Cram.
What? AOG right in front of Cram just to somehow block his path. But they will successfully take him down though, but they needed 3 in order to do that. And I agree with you, it seems like Virtus.pro, their mechanical capabilities, they've proven that, but their coordination might need a little more work, especially in the way we've seen them play. But Stormy forced to flicker away, and now the SOD, okay, they will not proceed with the fight.
Yeah. Scoreboard 4-3, really close, but SRG have gotten more value out of their kills over Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro, like you said, Brigitte, they've been sending 2 members into the bottom lane to go for these kills, and SRG have bought so much time with those guys before dying that they could get more value out of the map. Purple buff was stolen. This puts Skies in a good position, despite Andoryu still being at the same level, actually a bit ahead in XP. Fighting for Turtle 3.
He's actually 3-0. It's a really good standing, but again, even despite him being a Lancelot, if SRG.OG are able to just dominate and control the objectives that way, it's gonna be a little difficult for them to contest, and now they can immediately transition to the top lane, although Andoryu might try his best to defend. They might not let go of this tier 1 just yet, and that's another thing I feel. There's no turrets taken down from either of these two teams so far.
Yeah, very disciplined from both these teams, at least when it comes to protecting their structures, lane swapping the lanes as well. Super Agorka sent down below for the turtle fight earlier. They didn't want to contest. And at least when it comes to the macro, it's great for Virtus.pro, right? They have been on the back foot for the most part of the trades, but they know what to do. Here, bad cut.
Oh, bad cut. There's the AOG as well, but will not knock up any single member. Boulevard tries to go for Sakai, but on the other side of the map, Yumes is the one taken down. SOD will be landing onto Stormy, and Innocent might just be the turnaround of Virtus.pro. Innocent gets to take down one, but still, that's 3 members traded out by VP.
That might be the first win Virtus.pro has found in this game in a pure team fight. Andoryu!
Oh, the Phantom Execution, if that connected, I wonder how things would have changed. But just as we spoke about turrets, Virtus.pro get the first one away from SRG.OG.
It was so close in the early game despite SRG's control over the neutral objective. 1,000 gold was all they had in the lead. And you can see with the team fight, despite it being also very messy from VP, you can see the targeting being all over the place. They managed to find the solution, and it was a big spear to land from Super Agorka. From down below, absolutely ridiculous accuracy from the young man from EECA. And now we've got a game. Both teams scale up pretty well. And both teams are playing for mid-game here, Brig.
That was a Firmness Moskov.
Yeah. Firmness Moskov dealing damage. AOG!
AOG right in front of Crab. Oh, the flicker coming in as well from Badcon, immediately eliminating a single member from SRG before the turtle. Could this be a little different this time? Because VP, they're able to take a pick-off against SRG.
Wow. I'm really impressed by VP. The miscoordinations we saw early on, it seems like one fight and they're back together. This is their wildcard form in the final. Super Agorka picking up turrets for free as they set up for the final turtle of the game. Pluto.
Oh, will Andoryu let go of this opportunity? Sakai still secures the objective, but Andoryu's unstoppable. Might just go for the kills. Sakai fortunately gets away, but still, VP, they're not letting up without a fight.
Trades have been so equal this time around. VP get a little bit more of value. 2-1, a turret, but SRG did get the turtle. So it's a +1 value for VP here. Super Agorka, though, he's farming up to be a beast. Let's take a look at the items. Perfect timing. In-game equipment, it's not just the man in the gold lane, but it's the man, an import from the Philippines who's done amazing this game. Look at that lead. 1,000. Again, you have to remember, his purple buff got stolen. This hasn't been the best games when it comes to farm. Andoryu!
He's almost legendary. 6-0! Primal Round! Oh, not Primal Round, not just yet. It was the Phantom Execution. But somehow, Innocent still gets away, but not Kram! Oh my goodness.
Someone has to charge VP for fraud.
That was such
in the wild card, this was not how they performed. They were messy. Yes, they were good, but now Andoryu's going 1v1.
Are they actually gonna? Okay.
Back to the point. They're not playing the way we expected them to. This is clean gaming for VP. Maybe the first few minutes, yes, that was the VP we expected. You know, miscomms happening, miscoordinations little, small wins from SRG individually here and there. But it seems after the laning phase, this team has turned around so quickly. These fights have been so good, the rotations as well. And it's SRG who find themselves on the back foot, mainly Cram being very vulnerable with the CC on Vengeance, getting countered by the crowd control we spoke of in the draft. Pluto.
Yeah, and he got such a good start too, but hold on, speaking of, it's Innocent who gets taken down this time, not the best one for SRG.OG. Sakai gets to trade, however, but Andoryu still going for it. 2-for-2 trade for both of these teams.
But it's worth it for VP. They got both the carries, Skies and Innocent leaving the utility. Stormy in the mid lane. SRG still have the better control over the neutral objective here, so they will deny VP of a take on Lord, and it will prolong the game to a point where I think SRG can still pull things back. Yeah. It really comes down to a battle of team fights at this point, but VP have a Moskov. That's where the but comes in.
Yeah.
If Super Agorka plays this well, this could be a split push angle that forces SRG into a crucial forced error.
Yeah, and if SRG.OG in the fights actually get the shutdown onto Andoryu.
There you
I
go.
feel like that'll matter a lot, but will they actually get to do that? Innocent tried to, but he will not succeed. That's a kill from Super Egorka. AOG committed by Pluto, but he's all alone in the middle of pool. But Super Egorka, he makes it to the fight. Boulevard has to reposition, however, because Crab, with a beautiful use of the Vengeance, gets a double kill. And Andoryu, he's legendary, but they lose 3 members. Badcott, is he still going for it?
The one time you don't go for the CC on CC, you lose it out. Now Phantom Execution as Cram gets the kill back. Badcott taking down Andoryu, looking for scraps, has to land the puncture, goes over to Thorn Rose. Cram survives!
Somehow he still survives, and Sekai's might get the shutdown, but still doesn't! How is Andoryu still alive after all of this?
How is SRG doing it as well? We've got so many questions that we need to answer, that these two teams need to answer. Andoryu surviving, SRG winning despite not having Innocent in that fight. They want to fight again. Pluto knocked up.
He's starting to hurt. Innocent is starting to hurt. Pluto won't be able to land the AOG, but Andoryu fights the guys! But he might be taken out here by Innocent, and now it's Super Egorka doing work, trying to look for the trades now that their jungler is down, but it might just be the disengage, it's just the call, because Yums and Cram hunt him down. 3
deaths, but he's still clutched. That Innocent, man, is ridiculous. Boulevard with the flicker out. Yums looking for the chase now, trying to cut him down, but Badcott's all alone, and it's a dive into him. One last Earth Shatter as Innocent picks up a killing spree and finally sets SRG's win condition in place.
Those were like consecutive redemption moments for Cram, because the sudden jump on his KDA, just look at that. If he was struggling to position himself earlier, he got the shutdown on 2 crucial heroes of VP, and then after that just kept putting in the pressure, which led them to getting this objective even.
Let's take a look at the fight again, a replay of it. Super Egorka zoned away. Now we see the brilliance of the Hilda pick. Maybe a lot of people, me included, don't like the Hilda pick, right? Because, especially in Rome, but he's done his job. Yomes was able to bait out so many of the resources from Super Egorka, tank so many shots from him that the rest of SRG can come down and beat him up. Cram, the most vulnerable member on the team to crowd control, is still the big prio. There's a fight going on in live cam view. AOG to defend. Let's take a look at it.
Oh! Super Egorka finding Sekai's. Will VP actually go for this fight knowing that their jungler is down, but they focus on taking down the Lord for now. That at least exposed all their inhibitor turrets, however, and somehow an advantage for SRG.
What? Did Super Egorka get a solo kill? This guy's walk up too aggressively, because he did land the SOD, yes, but when he did, Skies was already super low.
So there was probably a fight before that, but speaking of the fight, look at this curtain call! Latched onto Pluto and Super Egorka! Beautiful targets for Cram, but gets knocked up right there by the Earth Shatter. Badcott, though, doesn't have the Primal Wrath, so they won't be able to find a way to fight back, not unless Andoryu looks for the trades, but the Thorn Rose doesn't seem to land onto Stormy!
A desperate play from Andoryu, and SRG will capitalize on this. The experience of the defending MSC champions coming in the mid-game. 13 minutes in, and they're going to be knocking at the base turret. First one going down, SOD landing for Super Egorka. Skies!
Could this actually be it? VP will try to defend, uses the AOG as well, but Super Egorka unfortunately gets taken down. There's the traction pulse from Bober, and they still have some minion waves coming in, but they have to wait for the next wave.
5 seconds on Andoryu. Wave is coming in, but it's a bit too slow. VP actually have a shot of defending. SRG need to get this wave into the base. Here we go.
Did they actually go for the conceal? Badcott doesn't land their shatter, and Bober is the first to fall. Andoryu 2 won't more, or he will make it out alive and successfully clears the wave still.
Oh, Skies just died. What? Where? Did he get shot by the turret? Did he walk up too far, or was the minions the one that dealt the final blow?
There's a Lord. There's a Lord.
This is a big mistake from SRG. Yes, they've gotten value. It's still value. Base turrets taken down mid and bot. But VP have more members for the Lord. 20 seconds for Skies. Cram is walking up still very aggressively. Okay. It's not a big mistake. The SRG have recovered very, very well, just poking and holding their ground up against a VP team that also was waiting for 2 members to get back up, in Badcott and Bober.
Okay, so at least isn't necessarily an immediate transition into the Lord for VP, even though Sekai's was taken down earlier. And it seems like they'll need a bit more resources if they want to deal with Cram, unlike how it was for the first few minutes. Things have changed a bit, especially as Innocent has already taken his items. He's already full build on this Claude. But speaking of full build, oh no! Pluto doesn't go for the engage and instead gets taken down. So Pluto and Badcott, the true frontliners, they're nowhere to be seen for VP.
There's no front line up against this SRG composition in the late game, man. Yome's walking up, canceling the recall, and it will be a 2v1. Super Agorka throws it out, almost catches Stormy. 2v1.
Uses the Wind of Nature, but against 2, will he be still able to find a way out? Make it 3 indeed, and Sekai's doesn't care. Taking down one of the best ways to defend for VP.
30 seconds on the death timers. SRG are looking to go for just one wave in the mid lane. They think it's going to be enough. They've shoved up top. No, wait. Yeah, they're just going to go for the mid lane. Straight into it. Cram with the curtain call over to Badcott.
Okay, the curtain call was already used, but it seems like they're not going to care. And Doryu doesn't land any of his skills. And instead, SRG.OG gain access to the base. It's a killing spree for Sekai's. And after 16 minutes, they finally end the game.
That game right there was a perfect way to describe the Selangor Red Giants OG Esports playstyle. They wait to mid. They might be a bit messy, but they make up for it with ridiculous team fighting and mechanics.
Can I just say that was weird and familiar at the same time? They're very chaotic because this is the thing about Selangor Red Giants, right? Where, you know, they lose the early game.
Yep.
They get some items.
Yep.
Something happens and then profit.
Yeah. But
Value.
But if in some way, right, VP were able to capitalize a bit more on some of those mistakes, it could have been very dangerous for SRG.
That's Malaysia team for you, man. I don't know what, like, we're the most entertaining for a reason, right? We gotta have that comeback story.
Absolutely. There's always going to be a comeback story, and this was the moment where they actually took control of the game, and a massive spear of destruction from Super Agorka. Ridiculous accuracy, like we mentioned. Bober getting a stack too. But yeah, VP, I think they went back to, again, this is the problem with the experience gap, right?
Yeah.
Inexperience really costed them. They didn't know what to do after getting the lead. It was very messy, and I think more so SRG knew what to do better.
Yeah. We were pointing out the entire, oh, no one's able to convert just yet, even though the lead's already clearly in VP's hands. And the moment it was SRG who was able to do that first, it just felt like VP started getting lost.
I kind of feel like we got to break down the draft as well as the itemization a little bit later, because I kind of feel like for SRG.OG going up against VP, it's more about them understanding what is going to be the target. And they're definitely targeting the front lines here, both Badcott as well as Pluto, because again, even in the bans, a lot of those frontliners are taken out. And then picking up the CC here, we rarely see an EXP laner having the highest amount of damage in the game, but it makes sense, right? Because percent HP damage does a lot. My boy Crime, he was smiling. He was like, oh, that was my game. That was my game. Because here's the thing. Even if we're looking at the items later on, even Stormy using that Jushin, there's a lot of tanky items because he understands. And Doryu, he knows how to play. So he just got to stay alive and actually lift some people up.
Oh, I actually liked the way Stormy was able to be very precise on using the Crimson Beacon and all that. Yep. It's either just to really position herself outside of the Thorned Rose or even away from the Phantom Execution, or if not, if she knows that he knows, MWI, if he knows that you're somehow able to go for the punish and VP have overextended, then it's a very on-point decision that we've seen from Stormy a lot of times in this game.
It's just very decisive, right? Again, it comes down to the experience. I think Stormy, MSC champ, all right? Experience there already. He's always been very decisive, even in the M6 World Championship when a lot of people thought he was declining in form. The one thing that stayed true was his decisiveness. He would be the one to go with Lo Yi and just teleport forward, and he would just stick to his plan.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's just mostly about the setup because it makes it look like for SRG.OG, they completely understand who's the setup and who's going to be the payoff, because Sekai's did a lot early to mid, right? But then later on, when Cram started to be able to tank some of those damages, then he starts actually shredding everyone else, and then Sekai's like, okay, now my job is actually just to make sure that the objectives are taken, and then if needed, I'm going to be taking out that back line. that was a very good opening game. Like, question marks all around because that was very chaotic. But now we're actually going to be checking out a video about the defending champions, SRG.
When you rise, everyone wants your throne. Last MSC is mean a lot to me and my team, especially when I got FMVP. I got extra bonus there, and actually it's like life-changing there to won that title, EWC and MSC. And I'm really grateful, and I feel like my career is getting better and more promising after that, after the winning.
We reach the semis, and then it starts to become very real. It becomes real that we actually have an opportunity at this. This team is clearly something else, right? I think most Malaysians were very emotional seeing that happen.
Now that all eyes are on us, the pressure's on, I really prefer to be that horse or underdog. When you feel that you are champion, you are the boss, I will easily flop because of, get swept away of that title. You feel like arrogant of kind of thing. You feel like you will never lose. So I really prefer to be underdog and like a newbie. Yeah, the crown is no burden. It is a reminder of who we are. We're really confident, and we just trust ourselves, try to do what we did last year. At least we can have a good place and be consistent at the international scene. The road's never easy. We have done it before, we'll do it again.
First of all, Gideon, I wasn't emotional. I was actually very stoic when they wanted.
Nonchalant,
I was like, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing you crying or celebrating or being happy at all.
It's like, but we got to talk about that video a bit. Even Sakai was saying, I would prefer being the dark horse or the newbie because apparently the pressure is very heavy.
Yeah. I mean, certainly, right? After going and winning MSC, just later on going to SPS over as well in the M6 World Championship, on that golden road, it definitely put a lot of pressure, a lot of burden on their shoulders.
Yeah, but he did say the crown isn't, or maybe shouldn't be a burden. So it's sort
just
of
wear a hat.
Yeah,
just wear a hat. Maybe
just wear a hat.
Maybe it should just be an MSC hat. Like maybe
you don't need
crowns are overrated.
Crown.
We're in 2025.
Yeah.
What?
Virtual hat.
Virtus.pro hat?
We gotta talk about Virtus.pro because hey, that was a good
Impressive.
game.
Yeah.
That was impressive, right? And Doryu, I actually thought he would actually go deathless.
Yeah, until we saw just the little habits that he has shown in the wild card, but I thought had already been improved, had already changed. Turns out it's still the same Andoryu. He does amazing in the early game with his template, but then once it gets a bit more dicey, he goes in for a lot of desperate plays, like very individual solo plays.
I think that's the word. I feel like the entire early game has been such an Andoryu show that when it came to the latter portions wherein they felt lost, it felt like he had to keep it going and he had to do so much. That's where we probably didn't see the coordination.
It's like he got the spotlight early and he wanted the spotlight to stay on him for the entire game, but he needs to know that it comes down to Boulevard and Super Gorka to carry them in the later stage of the game. He needs to understand that, and here, a prime example of what we were talking about, the solo play that I would say this is a bad mistake.
I mean, you saw in that play, you know what people always say. You chase after 3 chickens.
Yeah.
All the chickens are gonna escape, right? Because
just chase. Go for one?
The moment he hit onto Stormy, and then he was like, wait, no, I want Innocent. Wait, no, I want Cram. It came to the point where he's there, but he forgot his purpose. It's like, wait, why was I here again?
Exactly.
It's like that moment when you go to the fridge and be like, wait, what?
What did I come here for?
What did I come here? So that was what happened. So I kind of feel like for game number 2, I feel like Virtus.pro shouldn't really feel that bad because that was a good game coming in from them. So in game number 2, just tighten them up. Just lock in, and they could do it.
Yeah, because I feel like even for SRG, the early, it was something we also talked about,
Yeah.
like before we went into the game. So a lot of the expectations which were laid out were pretty much met, I guess, except the part wherein it got like really, really messy for both of these teams. But other than that, so long as they figure out how to hold on to that lead and how to be a little more composed together, I guess, then things could potentially be different.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I feel like for those of you that actually check out the wildcards, you see the journey of Virtus.pro. But hey, in case if you guys missed it, let's actually check out the road to MSC for Virtus.pro.
I'm usually very calm during the games in terms of like being nervous. Our main goal is keep making a plan no matter what happens. I think this achievement means a lot since it's our first international experience, and yet we already got a win. So I think it also gives a good motivation for the next big tournaments, and now we have a feeling that we belong to the main stage. Since we're coming from the wild card, we can be both disciplined and unpredictable depending on the matchup. I'm the one who joined this team closer to the end of the regular stage on the MCC tournament. So we only had 3 weeks to play together, and yet we made it to the wild card. I think if we can make it out from the groups, we'll have a big confidence since we have to beat one of the ex-world champions to make it. So I think if we can make it out, we will gain our confidence and we can go higher than top 8, but all or nothing.
Want to get out of groups, and we even heard earlier where they're like, one of the things that we do is that when a plan doesn't go well, we just think of another one. So now we have to see for this game, because I feel like even for all of us in terms of the draft, there's really not that big of a problem. It's mostly just execution.
Yep. There were, like I said a lot of heroes which I thought would come in later, but eventually came in a bit earlier, but still worked. The Jushin being one of them, but yeah, I think the draft went beyond expectations. I'd say like that's the way I could describe it, to be beyond expectations for me. So Fly Solo doing a great job.
Real solo.
Real
solo now.
Real
He's
solo.
not Fly, he's real.
He's real.
He's Real Solo. I wonder if he plans to change that again. But yeah, Real Solo doing a great job now. So is Arcadia, because I feel like the rhythm they're picking up now, it's something that kind of catches you off guard.
So Marco, I gotta ask you, because SRG.OG, technically this is how they play, right? So real fans know like, oh yeah, this is just part of the course. But personally for you, do you feel like this is an okay way of playing? Because these are previous champions.
Yeah.
They should not make games look close.
I don't agree with that assessment. I feel like, again, every team should play their own game right now, and I think SRG is a great example of a team that understands what their strengths are and plays into it. I've been a big I've been criticizing a lot of different teams for not playing to their strengths. So seeing a team like SRG who very clearly understands their weaknesses and their strengths and just plays towards their strengths is amazing. That's the reason they were able to become champions.
And now we got to talk again about Virtus.pro, because in terms of playing for their strengths, it really does look like Andorio is amazing. Their goal laner is amazing as well. I kind of feel like the moment the Lord shows up, right? The moment the Lord shows up, there's where a lot of chaos happens. Because I feel one of the big reasons is, I would say, the quickness of SRG.OG, finding out where they are.
Decisive.
And then immediately, thank you very much, decisive about what to do. Because the moment Innocent got taken down by Andorio, they're like, wait, 2 people at bot? 2 main damage dealers at bot? Hey, start up the Lord. And I feel like that's the biggest difference here. No hesitation coming in from SRG.OG.
Maybe I think even when it comes to how we see the matchups, the laning matchups fare, like it feels as if Innocent is more willing to do everything all at once.
Yeah.
Like laning.
Even dying for objectives.
Even dying. But Super Agorka, I think even the emblem says it.
Safe.
He's just playing it safe.
Yeah. And safe doesn't get you wins against champions. You have to take those risks. You need to be ballsy. You know, you can say you gotta have that cojones, you know, Lafel. But this could also just be a case of early game MSC or early stage MSC, because a lot of times teams would just be baited into constant fights early on in the tournament. That's what we've been seeing. It's so quick. VP got such a big lead, well, not big lead, such a lead in the early on because of the quickness and snappiness of the games and so many brawls happening that they just continued to do that as we got into the later stage, when I think they should have slowed things down, especially with a Moskov with so much more side control.
Yeah, I kind of feel like as well joining the fight, which is an amazing tagline, by the way. It was good, but there are moments where I'm like, you know what, maybe he should have just stayed in the side lane. And you know. Anyways, now we're back in the draft here. VP first pick, SRG.OG second pick here. Some changes here. VP betting out the Farsa as well as the 1-1, and SRG.OG this time betting out the Boxia. So maybe trying to bait out an early Kimmy pick as well. Because hey, if you're not gonna take it, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if VP though would still try to stick with playing for the early game, like the way they did earlier, because right now the Yi Sun Shin is also still out there, but will they be confident enough to let the game last a bit longer and have to fight against SRG in the late game? Because that's where, again, the experience and the decision making might matter a lot.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I think we saw a little bit of that in game number 1. I think for VP, it would be better for them to play with their own strengths instead of trying to fight SRG at their own game. So leave the mid to late. You can have a few plan Bs, plan Cs set there, but you want to play for the early game. You want to get it done. And that's why I think we already are seeing the bans on Jusin and 1-1. They want to fight early.
This is rock, paper, scissors, right? And it's all about win condition. Either I hit my win condition or you hit your win condition. So honestly, I'm agreeing with both of you here, making sure that if you're strong in the early game, then hey, try to win more. Because hey, I think like don't change the strategy, just win more. So if you lead by 1,000, try to lead by 3.
As the people in the comment section would just say, why are these teams struggling? Just win, Lamau.
Yeah, just win, Lamau.
Just break the crystal.
That's such an accurate way to put it. But okay, it's been a while. Farsa Zetkan not available again. So we'll be seeing different mid laners. I mean, today we saw Lu Yi.
I mean, they're still like trying to push for this Kimmy. It's like, hey, do you want a Kimmy or do you want a Yi Sun Shin? Either or, we're going to have a good trade here.
And they take away the combo that VP have been using in the wildcard with the Zetian. They're actually the ones that really enjoy going for Yi Sun Shin and Zetian.
Yeah.
Even though, Zetian hasn't really been having the best of days. This has been a pretty horrible day for Zetian.
Just day 1.
It's just day 1.
Legit, just 2 matches going into 3rd.
That's why the Kimmy... Uranus got left open.
Dude, I love Uranus.
Yeah. When it's open, you just pick it.
Exactly.
Straight into Uranus.
Uranus. I'm not so sure if Sakai doesn't seem like that kind of hero for him to put into the jungle, so this is probably Cram. Speaking of which, Cram, he has a different level of what you call it?
Uranus?
No. Not that one.
Screening?
Different level of confidence.
Yeah, speaking of, will they go for CC again here?
I actually hate the CC Uranus matchup. It's like you're nothing against the Uranus. Yeah, you get a few stacks in, and then once he comes back to lane, he's full HP, ready to go. To go Kalea. They want to get some... I think you need burst, and that's a struggle now, because what's a mid laner with burst that's open? You know what? Hey, Lunox can work.
Yeah, of course.
I think just not in the gold lane. I'm sorry, but I was very angry earlier. I will say it now as well. I don't like it.
All right, but now SRG.OG, they're picking up the Moskov.
Again.
So it's kind of like...
No.
Yeah, not
again, but in different hands.
Yeah, different hands, of course. So now, SRG.OG, they got 2 of the main damage dealers that VP had in the previous game. Now, I'm really looking forward to what SRG.OG is doing, because Yums, as a roamer, back in MSC last year, he was the game changer, right? He was the game changer. He set things up, but now he seems more like a zoner, you know, something like the Hilda and etc. So I just wonder, what's going to be the plan here? Are they going to push people away, or are they going to set things up? But actually, you know what? Stormy is pretty good. He can set it up for a team.
That's pretty good. Almost like he won last year.
He's just like a prodigy or something.
I mean, pro Diggy. I think he plays Diggy a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
The
Pro Diggy.
CC gets banned, which is interesting in my opinion. We just spoke of this.
Yeah.
Usually the matchup against Uranus is it's kind of like a non-lane. Uranus just ends up out-sustaining your damage even with the curtain call. But this leads me to believe that SRG are going for even more tanky picks, right? So I believe maybe utility jungle, maybe a possible Gatot Kacha could come through as well. Yes, you don't want to see it on Skies, but sometimes you got to do the dirty work to win games, man.
It is what is it?
So you're saying there's a chance this actually is that much of a flex pick still.
Yes.
What, Uranus in the jungle?
Yeah.
Uranus in the jungle,
don't know,
Uranus in the
I
XP.
I kind of feel like Uranus can go anywhere.
You know Rekt?
Red?
M1 world champion?
Oh,
he played
yeah, yeah,
Uranus
yeah.
Revitalize in Rome.
Hey.
He lost, but he played it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that mindset.
yeah.
He
It
lost.
is what is it?
But he made it work. Now, the final ban here, they're betting out the Gatot Kacha as well as the
no. There you go.
Matilda.
Wait,
So now,
wait.
okay, we're waiting.
Oh,
What do
no,
you
no,
want?
no.
Okay,
Yeah,
Go
you
on.
asked us to wait.
No, I
Yeah.
mean the Badang is still there.
that's true.
That's true. You're not wrong.
What else is there? The Badang is still there. Although, what? We don't know the mid laners.
For VP, yeah.
For VP, yeah.
It is quite tough right now because, oh, they do go for the nice call. There you go. That's the Badang pick up for SRG. VP need the front line now. They already have 2 marksmen. They can't go triple marksman now. The Kimmy is already on the other side, so mid lane's gonna have to be.
It's very awkward because usually the go-to is kind of like a Valentina, but at this point there's not a
no
lot of
ults, yeah.
yeah. And,
Selena. No.
Oh wait, Eve?
I think there's too much mobility. It depends on how VP decide to play this because they're already kind of like they're very front to back.
Because I feel like at least don't
Front-to-backy.
lose the lane against Kimi, you know?
But the VP does like to go for unique mid duos.
There you
Oh,
go. That's the
well,
Lunox. Hey, it's not gold lane.
Hey,
Okay.
I mean, like, called it, right?
Called it. Esmeralda too. So this is the matchup in the XP. It's a battle of no you sustain. And it's
Yeah.
like no you. And then we just keep on going for 50 minutes.
It really does feel like 2 X's going for lunch. It kind of feels forever.
Yeah, it's just awkward. You're there for a bit too long.
Like, you pay, I pay, who's paying? Do we run
someone
away?
just leaves.
What
at
if we
the
actually
bill and
break
goes.
records though and go for just a very long game? No.
We
no,
could.
not.
Hey,
I mean, why
Break, you
not?
are like you and Chantel have this thing where
But
games
we're-
just go on for Hayabusa. All right, so it's not. Huh.
Oh.
Okay, there you go, Hayabusa.
Very interesting
Yeah,
here.
the Lunox is actually not bad against that. No,
Pretty good.
pretty good. And Uranus
I-
is the only tank that can get shredded.
Yeah, and I think I saw a matchup.
VP.
The Uranus will really not like this Lunox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of
Chaos
which,
and Uranus.
hey, chaos is the game. So now, good luck to the both of you. If it does stretch out to be a very, very long game,
You're gonna
hey,
help us.
I don't mind. I'm gonna say it. I don't mind making a trio cast.
I don't mind either, LaFell, but thank you for that. Now, it's time for us to shine with the teams. They have gone for, again, I would say, now it's a bit different. VP have the unorthodox draft. They have the Lunox. I don't like it in the gold lane. In the mid lane, especially in this comp, it's aight.
It's
you know,
aight.
it's aight.
Yeah.
Wait, we're still here.
Why are you
It's all right.
Well, let's get straight into the Land of Dawn to see if it's going to be a clean sweep for the defending MSC x EWC champions, or will it be VP taking it to Game 3?
Yep. At least we don't feel that iffy about the chemistry between their roamer and mid lane, because sometimes you see the Kaleas and then they pick up a mid laner which doesn't necessarily supplement like the
Wait,
burst
what?
damage or what? Wait, what?
I thought this was supposed to be a very awkward battle.
I
Turns
thought-
out Badcat just... Okay, we'd
wait.
love to see what actually happened. Did he take...
A couple turret hits? Yeah. Because like,
take a
there
turret
should be
hit?
no other way, right?
Am I mistaken? Is Esmeralda... Did she just get like a crazy buff?
Have the
All
times
right.
changed?
Well, 1-0. That's how we started the game. Again, this is looking pretty SRG, you know? 1-0 down, and then they go back and find a crazy team fight to turn things around in the mid-game.
Okay, still on track. Still on track.
Yeah.
For the typical and signature SRG play that we're used to seeing, but it seems like Badcott is still going for it.
Oh, he's dominating this lane.
For some reason, there's actually a lot of action happening in the Esmeralda Uranus lane.
I guess Esmeralda is good in Uranus, against Uranus. And Doryu on the East and Shin, now Pluto as well. they're just doing a good job at screening. I think
Yeah.
Yums has been able to, like, he's been trying so hard to just screen, to get vision on Endoryu, but Pluto is just not having it. Tenacity and the firmness, a whole lot of tankiness, because he needs to compensate for the support emblem. Tank emblem on the other side, compensating for no support emblem with the pull yourself together and the agility right there. And it is the common bargain hunter. I guess Lethal Ignition is kind of interesting. Bad got ganked.
Okay, that's 4 members trying to take him down, but
Wow.
somehow, with the sustain, he still survives, but Cram gets last hit, however, and now Bober, using the Chaos Assault and the Flicker, will try to take down Cram and successfully will. Andoryu forced to dash away because of just how good SRG is trying to control the Turtle Pit, but they get back, and they're still going for it. Andoryu's picking a fight. Yuz might just be taken down, but that's the light ultimate already committed by Bober. It's just such a back and forth between these two teams in that objective.
Just like in game 1, but SRG want to keep going. Cram walking up to zone them away. Yums will be able to recall. And SRG, they gotta respect VP, dude. Yeah, they were able to, you know, out team fight them in the previous game. Bober!
This is such a nightmare for a Uranus.
Yeah.
Bober seems to have his eyes set on taking or making things very difficult for Cram.
Doesn't like Uranus. SRG, again, just you gotta respect it, right? VP, especially in the early phases of the game here, they're going to have more of a say when it comes to longer team fights.
Yep.
SRG with the Hayabusa, you need to get the burst down early and go for the execution. If you don't get a big kill with a shadow kill, it's kind of already cooked. You just have to back away, especially when you're up against someone with constant passive crits in the Yisun Shin.
Yep. I'm liking how they're really watching out for that Yisun Shin. Oh, Tsunami Slam onto Yums, and they have enough damage to actually burst him down. And Bober still going for the damage. Takes down Stormy too. Sakai's trying to trade, but that's 3 members. And still, VP actually win that fight.
Super Igorka. The nitpick, the criticism was you're a bit too safe in game 1. He says, it's all right. I'll just pick a safer pick. I don't have to take risks. I'll just shoot from the back and get some crazy kills. SRG on the back foot, but this time not in their comfort zone. This is a 2,000 gold lead for VP. And you can see, again, it's not just about the initial fight for SRG. Even in the initial fight, as long as Pluto gets the pick, it's crazy. He's answered the question that Yums proposed to him. Who's Pluto? The guy that just got the Tsunami Slam on you. Oh, man.
And Pluto feels so confident in all of those setups because of Bober. Bober, he's just able to provide the right amount of damage and even a little bit more even when the Chaos Assault is over. But Traction Pulse committed onto Bober. Almost half HP. Andoryu though, will he freely secure this turtle even with the presence of SRG? He does! Sakai's actually uses the Retribution there, but he doesn't get it.
And Doryu's just farming aura at that point. Skies with the red tree, Skies with the move, Cram trying to open up, and Doryu just says, eat this arrow, turtle, and takes it. Virtus.pro holding the lead again. Yums, Tsunami Slam.
There you go again. Yums is always the target. But will Sakai's actually try to take them on this time? Splits the damage for 2, but is enough to take out Pluto. So it's a 1-for-1, it's just the roamers which were taken down.
But Super Igorka got a whole lot of space in the bottom lane. Now it's a turret for free to VP. As Cram tries to cut in these lanes to relieve pressure off the rest of the map, but VP are just constantly rotating. This definitely does seem like the early game we've been seeing a whole lot from VP in the wild card. And Cram's trying to cut, but VP are the ones cutting SRG's Cram's movement. And Doryu, Mountain Shocker.
He had to pass under that turret, and that might have been bad for him. Once again in the mid lane as well. There's action as they take Stormy out. Stormy and Cram. This is already a 4K gold lead for VP.
Stormy had Purify, falling star moves. Guys can't even walk in his own jungle. Doryu.
Okay, that was close. That was close. Oh, Sakai's goes back.
A risky move that does not pay off. It was already a 4,000 gold lead now. And Doryu's gonna have a whole lot more to say. 2 levels ahead. That's another Tsunami Slam.
Uses the flicker, but it was well worth it. Mid-tier 1 falls for SRG, and now they gain access to the purple buffs, to SRG's farm, and that's what you don't don't want to happen, as guys, those were such risky decisions we've seen from SRG
no,
so far.
Innocent.
And Innocent taking one or taking two members, trying to at least, but he cannot do that.
I was just about to say, Brigitte, that SRG are just going to have to fall back to plan C, which is play for Innocent, but he gets caught off staying a bit too long up top, punished by Virtus.pro. And now what is plan B? What's plan C? I don't know. It's 11 to 3, 6,000 gold lead for Virtus.pro. You can see the SNB gold difference. Oh no, Cram again trying to cut.
How confident is Andoryu now, taking on the Uranus, and with just the help of a single bullet from Super Egorka, able to take down the tankiest member in SRG already. This is not looking too good for the Red Giants.
You put the perspective in the right place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that guy right there who just got shredded down by a Yisun Shin is the tankiest member on the team. Boulevard is going to now shred through everyone, not just Cram. Traction pulse over, the Mountain Shocker for Vision. Would love to see the items right now. Innocent has picked up the Golden Staff. That's an Oracle. There you go. Hunter Strike. All right, there's an attempt here with the Quad Shadow, but it won't really work out. That's, oh man. Look at the goal lead for Super Egorka!
What? That was so close. He already had the Sky Piercer. What if it actually landed? But then this one lands, the Tsunami Slam. And the follow-up from Boulevard. Yums is eliminated, and they gain access to the inhibitor turret. Holy shields already popped in as early as 8 minutes in this game. Unbelievable showing from VP.
That sound like a reaction. Holy shield. VP continuing this relentless assault into the base of SRG. Mountain Shocker there with a falling star move too. They really tried to read Stormy's move. Cram pinning them down.
Oh, he actually surprises them from behind, but still Zekai's burst it down. Cram forced to flicker just to make it out alive, and Yums, it's a double kill for Super Egorka. Now they have to defend all over again.
We take it back. I'm sorry, Super Egorka. You do not need to risk it all to win against champions. Maybe you just need a better hero, like a one that suits you. Play in the back, shooty shoot McShoot, and SRG goes down. Now it's a Lord that will go down as well, and Virtus.pro, they're en route to securing game 2.
Oh.
And SRG, what crap?
Okay. There were at least some waves managed. That's the thing. SRG with the Moskov, with the Uranus are somehow able to deal with the sides, but that was a sacrifice there by Cram. He, or at least Innocent, had to go down, but since he was closest to the objective, then you know what's gonna happen.
At this point, Brig, I'm just thinking of ways that SRG can actually turn things around. It's very, very difficult. I don't want to say impossible, but it's very difficult. Yums has to get like a 5-man ult, 5-man fist crack.
That's so hard.
I just got that. Little bird told me. Wind of Nature already too. So even if they do get a pick, like they go for a big stun, great initiation. There's ways. You gotta understand the yellow from Boulevard too. Now shadow kill. There you go. That's an attempt.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. But look at that Tsunami Slam Tidal Strike combination, just denying the last hit. That potential kill onto Andoryu. Now making it 4v5. Boulevard goes in, uses the Chaos Assault, but all they want is the inhibitor turret in mid. Pluto gets taken out with the falling star mode coming in from Vanguard!
Goes into the base. Now it's Andoryu picking up the scraps. Mega kill. One last shot again. Another Innocent trying to save the game, and he falls to the bullets of Super Egorka. We've got a series in our hands. Game 3 for VP versus SRG.
Oh my goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Holy shield. That was an amazing game. Dude, here's the thing. There's so many questions, right? So many questions that I don't even want to ask right now. Like maybe when everyone has left, then maybe I can ask, you know? But still, that was a game. No, we're looking at the replay. Can I just say, Pluto, man, Pluto. I love when Kalia players have no hesitation. And as a Kalia player, you will have no hesitation if your mid does damage.
He had
And the mid does damage.
Boulevard had such a great start.
He had a nuke in that ult.
When he got
was
the
Bubbering.
right.
Bobering?
Bubbering. That's what he did. He was bubbering.
Hey, this game was
Oh
all
my
fine and
God.
dandy until Bober said it's Bobering time.
It's
It's Bobering
Bobering
all over the
time.
place.
When he got the genius wand, things were just a lot more difficult for SRG to manage.
I feel like it was already difficult when level 1,
Oh yeah, that too.
Krem already died. So.
Yeah, what happened there? I would love to see a replay of.
Honestly, I have no idea. Like, the only thing that I can think of is just that he tried to cut the wave.
Yeah.
And then just free
got
hits.
punished.
And he's just like, no way this guy's going to kill me, right?
Yeah.
No way, right?
But-
and he'd be like, holy shield.
Holy shit.
But really though, like, was he actually under the turret that early? I mean,
I don't
There's
think
no way
so.
he took a turret shot, right?
There's no way.
So it could. Did Bad Cut level skill 2 up first? Was that how he dealt
Oh.
enough
It
damage?
shouldn't, but maybe. Like,
That
it's
might be
cra-
the because like the
it's
damage
crazy
comes from
enough
skill
that
2.
It could happen, yeah.
Yeah. And his name is Bad Cut. He's a bad boy.
And he's caught.
Caught?
That I don't know, but hey, we got the bad
Actually-
part. That's
actually, in Malaysia, it's
15%.
caught.
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 He was
Yeah.
caught.
Yes,
But
exactly.
it wasn't he the one
So-
who like caught them?
He
Super
caught
Gorka, though.
Cram.
Super
Okay, Super
Gorka.
Gorka. We tried.
Dude, like Super Gorka, like you said, shooty McShoot, man.
Yep.
Just stay in the just stay in the back, and then deal some free damage. And then getting
All the
those
sound
kills.
effects.
904.
Yeah, he's got. Did
Although
he pick up-
I do have to say, like, probably not the MVP, but Pluto. I feel like because
Oh yeah,
of him,
yeah.
no one from SRG.OG could do anything. Even Skies made a desperate play. Maybe just one more shuriken, maybe just one more basic attack and he can get something. And then Pluto is just like, let me shoot you to Mars and then back on Earth. I mean, Pluto.
Yeah. Mars, Pluto. I gotta say, yeah, I agree with you. I think Pluto is definitely the MVP here coming into this matchup. Just knowing, dude, the targeting was so good every single time as well. Just playing around Bober, or was it Bober who just played around Pluto? Anyways, coordination was there. Synchronization was on par to beat SRG in game number 2 here.
Yeah, and things were so much easier when there was no one in SRG who could actually deal with bad caught, because looking at it now, they at least just have the glowing wand
Yeah.
to deal with the sustain
There's
that's
no defense.
coming. I mean, even for Pluto, right? There's some defense that you have. There's sustain you have to deal with, and I mean, this is a fleeting time pickup also from Pluto. So now I understand why there were endless tsunami slams going on.
Talk about the Oracle.
Yeah,
though.
I was about
Yeah.
to bring it up. Like, why Oracle?
Yeah, because you increase your shield, but Esmeralda kind of
Yeah,
likes
exactly.
that. Yeah. No, honestly, there is a lot, but I like that my simple analysis was correct,
Okay.
which is just do what you did, just win more, right?
Just break the crystal, Amal.
Instead of winning by 1,000, try 3.
Then
and
9.
Then, and then 4.
Oh, they did that, yeah.
Right. So, hey, sometimes the simplest things is the most correct one. Right now, we're looking at the star players here. Super Goka, Rich Guy to carry. Bad Cod.
Wow.
The EXP laner
Wow, that's impressive. Damage dealt per minute.
per minute.
On the Esmeralda.
Dude.
Yeah, again, he was just going through all these shields, right? You said the Badang got a bit more shielding with Oracle. Ow. Munched on by Bad Cop. Pluto as well, best wingman. I had a point to bring up earlier. Oh yeah, so just look at the tanks. Enchanted Talisman first item, he had to go for that.
Yep.
And Dreadnought Armor, right? So
Yep.
again, it just gave Bober so much free room and gave Pluto so much free room to target whoever. Usually you don't want to target the Badang, you don't want to target the Uranus, but at this game, anyone's fine. Legit, it'll be the Ludox going,
Yeah.
hey, go for it. Pluto's like, which one? Yes.
Yeah.
Any.
No, I kind of feel like this draft is Virtus.pro. This is them, which is, do you want to fight? Yes. When? Yes. Who?
Just yes. Just a whole lot of yes.
Right? Just at any point of the game, if they want to start a fight, they can. And the best thing about them that not all of the teams do is that they can finish that fight.
Yeah.
Because some teams, they started, but they can't finish it.
So
And their PO, look at this. So beautiful.
maybe they shouldn't
pretty
be
PO.
fearing the team fights too much. Because based on what or how they played this, so long as they're the ones able to start things off, then it seems like they can actually focus on the team fighting up against SRG, especially if
Oh, that
they
bait.
always find them in this kind of position. Because admittedly, we did feel that in game number 1, VP did feel a little too cautious about what they were trying to do. But when it's like this, it's an entirely different version. And
Yeah.
even SRG couldn't handle it.
I mean, something I tell my dad all the time, throw caution in the air. He doesn't understand why I say that, but I
Yeah,
just like saying that.
Okay.
And we heard the war cry coming in from the players here. VP is feeling good. SRG.OG feeling you know? And here's the thing. Between both teams, I would say Virtus.pro has less pressure here because now they have the momentum.
Exactly.
And if they win, that's huge.
They're a wildcard team from a non-MPL region up against the defending MSC champions who have dominated Malaysia for 3 seasons back to back to back. So you could definitely tell who the pressure is on right now.
Yeah, I mean, Pluto did say it, that if they ever get through the group stage, that'll mean so much for them, because that means they'd have to at least deal with some of the biggest threats. And if they do that in as early as their first match, then that's a massive statement which will put SRG in danger of defending their crown because they only have a single life remaining moving forward.
I don't like day one. We already have to shift our tier rankings. Happens a lot, apparently. Day one is just like, oh, wait. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. You go here, you go down here, you know, just gonna give you new coordinates for you to go to. But now, this is match point. VP wins this one. It's gonna be the biggest upset for today. I gotta say, Onyx just now, even we were nervous after game number one, but I feel like this is nervouser.
Nervouser, especially for you, you know, as...
No, I'm nonchalant.
No, okay.
I'm
There you go.
nonchalant.
So
Okay.
he's nonchalant.
I'll just pretend I didn't see him reacting.
Oh, yeah. The entire game.
Yeah.
Dude, the
there's
entire
no one
game,
around
I was
right?
like, oh. That was me, the entire game.
That's accurate, you know? Yeah, but anyways, now, what do SRG do, right? Because we already brought this topic up.
Play better.
There you go.
See, sometimes the simplest thing, just play better.
Just play better.
Maybe don't die level 1.
Okay.
Crazy idea, crazy.
You want to shout it out to Cram?
Hey.
I don't know if you can.
They're just behind us, so, you know, like, technically we can.
But don't. Because like the exact
Bad
same
cop.
problems we said for VP showed up in SRG for this
Yeah.
game. Like they felt less coordinated.
Very.
They had questionable timings when it comes to their entries.
Yeah.
So maybe it's really just the simple things that they need to consider now, you know? Like
I think for me, it comes down to the draft again, right? It comes down to like, what were they planning for? They banned out the CC, which leads me to believe at least that they were going for utility jungle, that they were going for a bit more tankiness in the team. They picked up the Badang, so I was like, all right, they're going for a Fredrin here maybe, and then they end up going Hayabusa, which means, yeah, so the setup earlier and the first 3 picks just doesn't really connect with the last 2 in the end.
yeah, it doesn't match. I mean, they do tend to become a little surprising in the draft, but not this kind. Which
So the surprising Red Giants.
But even like even they themselves don't know how to pull it off. So.
Speaking of which, in case you guys don't know, it's only 20 diamonds to purchase the MSC support
dang.
chest. So make sure you guys do that now because we're going to be jumping into the game, and by that point, you guys might forget. So do it now.
Now.
Come back in 30 seconds when we're up and rolling. So
Now we'll wait. It's okay. You can.
But we won't wait that long.
All
So
right.
now we got to talk about this, right? I mean, like, yes, play better because in my eyes, the only way that you lose that 1v1 is if you disrespect them, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would do that in, say, against MPL regions where he's like, okay, I'm definitely going to be punished, so I'm just going to be playing it a little bit safer. The moment I see this is a bad trade, I'm not going to go in because the thing about people actually going is that they want to get level 2 very fast because most of the EXP laners, they need level 2 for a dash.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like that's the thing where the Esmeralda understood that he had no way to leave. He can just and then that's it. Right? So kill him while he can just do that and can't be like that, you know? So
I get it.
take him down level 1 because at level 2, you're toast. Or you're Esmeralda.
See, how do you do that? Just with the delay in the jungle, it actually creates a safety net for a lot of the laners in the mid lane and the gold lane and the XP lane. It's tougher to gank early on. You don't want to go level 2 right off a purple buff or right after first buff into a gank because that would cost you a lot, especially up against very fast clearing jungles on the other side.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall what battle spell did Cram have?
Purify, right?
Flicker.
Oh, it's Flicker.
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 Cram, Flicker,
But
yeah.
he still
Yeah,
Stormy
that's-
Purify.
That's true. He had Flicker. That's a good take.
That's a movement.
Hey, no, just kidding. No, they're focusing. Maybe we'll ask Eterna to ask him.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. But
Yeah.
does Eterna do the winner? So he has to win.
He has to win.
He has to win
I
to get
mean,
interviewed.
he will win. Aren't
I don't think you
He's
want to say
nonchalant,
that, bro.
he's
Oh,
Like,
that's right.
dude,
That's right. That's right.
You know we
that's
have
right. That's right. That's right.
You want
That's
to
right.
reiterate?
Okay, let me reiterate. I love cookies.
There you go. I love
There you
cookies
go.
too. I think
I love cookies.
we all love cookies.
Do you love cookies? Yeah, she doesn't.
I do.
You do?
But I was...
Hey, Briggy Man. Briggy Man here.
Bring it, man. I will transfer over.
So that's
that
how it
handshake.
feels like to not get high-fived.
Oh.
Why do you say that like you've never? Oh, maybe she's different. Everyone wants to high five.
Everybody
her.
wants to
But
high-five
when
her.
it comes to us,
Yeah. Sometimes we just say things
No, they
too
just-
crazy.
like they high five us, but we didn't receive it with our hand. Get it? It's the face. The face. They high five the face.
Okay. Oh,
Wow.
speaking
Yeah,
of...
no. High five to the face. But now, SRG.OG, first pick. VP, second pick. Betting out the 1-1 again. And this time,
Yeah.
VP is like, yo, my Yisun was snasty. So don't give it to them.
Yeah, so this is back to game number 1. And again, if you want to recall game number 1, SRG were the ones to actually win it out in the draft, win it out in the game as well. VP were struggling with that draft. I'm not trying to say that the draft was bad for VP. It was just, it's not their style, clearly, after
yeah.
seeing game number 2.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they just have to be careful of really that Kalia-Lunas combo,
Yeah.
right? Like,
The insta-kill.
even maybe consider picking up the Kalia earlier.
I was
Yeah.
waiting to see Yums actually pick up that kind of roamer.
Yeah.
Because in game number 1, he was Gatot. In game number 2, it was Badang, but not the
No,
kind
game
of...
one was Hilda.
Oh, yeah, it was Hilda. Game number 2, it was the
Badang.
but
Yep.
it didn't feel like the Badang who wanted to go for setups first. It was the reactive, or he was forced to be the reactive kind of Badang. So hopefully they actually go for that, since I believe even in game number 1, there have been a couple of Cho bans here and there, respecting the pick-off capabilities of SRG.
Arlen, Phovis, and Wanwan, they're sticking to the script again. I mean, game number 1, this is exactly what they went for, but VP, I believe, have gone for a few changes.
Yeah.
Not the Eastern Shin ban, but the Uranus. So they're taking that away.
Maybe they're like, there's no way we can do that again, right?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no way we get solo kill level 1. The Juice In will be another change here for VP. The first pick of game number 1 for SRG, and now it
I
will
don't
force
mind.
SRG to change.
I don't mind Kalia first pick here, because Farsa's problem, yes.
Yeah.
Kimi is a problem, yes. Okay, if it's not Kalia,
Baksha?
I would actually prefer more damage. I would actually
Okay.
prefer the Farsa here. Legit, I prefer the Farsa. Like, for SRG.OG
Yeah.
style, you know?
First 2 matches, we saw Baksha, I think, 100% contention rate just
Yeah,
in
yeah.
bans. Match number 3, we are seeing no Bakshas. So far, it's been ignored completely in the drafting phase. It was banned last game, I think.
Yeah, it was SRG.OG bandit.
Game 1 and Game 3, then. It's been ignored.
Oh.
Kalea first pick comes in for SRG, adapting to VP's Kalea pick in Game 2.
And VP should consider just taking the box if you don't want to deal with it, because Crime has used the box and
And
the
then
EXP, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Honestly, anything they pair, considering that they already have the Kalea, seems okay.
I would consider taking away that Farsa, because Kalia Farsa is pretty good too.
Yeah.
We got news, by the way, that Bad Cat's first blood in Game 2 was 36 seconds. That makes it the fastest first blood in the group stage.
Okay.
Might be ever.
Might be ever.
Might be ever.
36
Oh.
seconds. Oh, so are
That's
they...
a Zetian and a Gatot Gacha this early. We've just had, a couple of doubters, including me myself, about the Zetian, and it just not picking
Hey.
up wins on day 1 so far in the first 3 matches.
But this is Bobber.
This is Bobber.
He's
And-
going to be bobbering.
Yeah.
All over.
Bobbering the entire map.
Literally with the ult.
And I'm liking the pairing with the Gato. Because like you can go Fury of the Phoenix, and then there's an immediate
AOG.
AOG, so you can like layer all of your skills together and let your damage dealers do their thing.
Lancelot, please, or Boxia.
Oh my
Lancelot,
gosh.
Boxia with this Farsa, and SRG.OG has a good draft.
Yeah, there you go. Great pick. Great call from LaFell there. Farsa and Lancelot. This looks to be a very, very good composition for SRG here. Going back to the classics, to the meta, right? Not really going for the unorthodox picks that they went for in Game 1, as VP now are in a tough spot. Do they want to go Granger? It has been great for Super Igorka. They can still play pure front to back. Or do they go jungler?
if only this wasn't the Lancelot,
There
the
you go.
Kimi would have sounded great because they have so
Yeah.
many combinations. But then even the Farsa will make things so much difficult for that. So
Hey, sometimes you gotta be brave. Be like Farsha, Marsha. If I want Granger, I pick up Granger, right? If they ban out the Irithel, then we might be seeing a Granger later on. Just a heads up, maybe a good idea as well is respect the CC. Like, it may not be picked up, but just in case, you know?
I mean, now they haven't revealed, or could they actually consider it for themselves though? Like,
Okay.
does Badcott want to go for that, or for a XP laner that can actually die? We haven't seen the likes of a Lapu yet so far.
Yeah,
It's banned
That's
out.
why it's banned, yeah.
For VP.
They banned it themselves. Okay.
But yeah, I kind of feel like I still prefer the Gato being in Rome. And I feel like Badcott just wants a winning matchup against Cram. Might be the other reason why Cram's hero hasn't been picked up just yet.
Yeah. SRG, they know even from game number 1, right? When Cram is in a winning matchup, it's pretty good. You know, the guy gets going.
It's kind of okay.
And VP, now, they definitely want to shut that down. But what is next on the chopping block? Do they just go for a gold lane ban now? I mean, the Moscow was already taken away by SRG. VP, if they ban, okay, they end up going
There
for
you
CC.
go.
I was about to say, if they ban out Irithel, we're going to see a Granger on the other side banned out too. And then we'll see new faces in the gold lane. But with the CC ban, I don't know.
Game 1, they banned out the Hive. I don't know if they want to repeat that or not.
I don't think so.
There's
They have
a.
a Farsa to deal with it, and there's no Joy. I think the main reason was because they had Joy as well.
Oh, what if VP actually go Harith?
Which,
Oh.
yeah.
Against the Farsa and Lance.
Oh, but
Hey,
then.
sometimes you gotta be brave.
Yeah, you gotta be brave, but...
Yeah, that's what I always say to my mom.
Okay, so your dad is caution.
Throw caution to
Throw
win.
caution away. Your
And
mom
then I tell my mom,
is...
sometimes you gotta
Sometimes
be
you
brave.
gotta be brave.
It's a good parent duo combo right there.
Okay.
Badang.
Badang. All right, interesting.
There's a Bruno.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Bruno's pretty safe.
Bruno,
Granger is still up for
Irithel.
grabs. Irithel.
Yeah.
I think honestly the safest choice would still just be the Granger. You
I
have
agree.
so many dashes too to get away from the Thorn Rose and skill shots of the Lancelot. Yeah, the Farsa will be a bit of a problem, but that's why you have a Hayat. That's why you've picked it up, right? You just want to get a... Oh!
That's a
I
good pick.
forgot about the Hilda. Yeah, that's a great pick. Lance
Yeah.
and Farsa? VP, well played. That's great. Now they set up for a
And no
winning matchup
CC.
in gold.
Yeah, and no CC.
Yeah, this is gonna be a much
forgot about
freer
that.
game for the Hilda.
Not yet. We'll see. Maybe they have an answer.
Maybe. What could be the
What
answer?
could be the answer? There's,
So many XPs banned, dude.
There's still the Esmeralda, the
Edith.
I lost.
They're gonna go glue.
Oh, glue. Okay, respect.
First time in MSC, by the
Harith.
way. The Harith gets picked up for SRG. Now VP, they can go Granger.
I feel Granger.
Yeah.
Granger's good against Harif.
They could also go for Claude or Carry.
Yeah, because there's a glue. You might
Yeah.
want to distance yourself, really.
And
Or
with the
find a
Claude,
way
you
to
have
deal with
blinks.
it.
You can dive with the
Yeah.
team to the Farsa. So I think there is still a couple of options open. Safe choice is obviously the Granger.
So now, roughly around 20 seconds left. For now, SRG.OG, I kind of feel like they got a very meta draft, so very different from Game 1 and Game 2, where it looks like they have a centralized game plan. Now it's just like, okay, we know what picks are good, and then we're just going to go for it. And now they pick up the Bruno. So again, maybe they just want a little bit more range, safety, and if we really want to get into it, shred some armor, making it easier for the Hayabusa to actually go in and actually execute the entire team. So this is a very interesting draft. I would say Game 1, Game 2, there's a lot of mix-up there. But Game 3, I kind of feel like this is the most standard that we're going to see all throughout MSC. So now, this is going to be the final matchup of SRG.OG going up against Virtus.pro, where, who would have thought that we got here? You know, a young man from the Philippines is watching here, so shout-outs to him.
Hey, shout-outs, Mr. Dan.
And now I'm going to be throwing it over to you guys.
Thank you so much, LaFell. We are going to get ready here, ladies and gentlemen, for the final game of this series. Virtus.pro have fought tooth and nail to bring it to a Game 3. And it comes down to the land of Dawn. Natan is flying in the air to bring us into it here for our final game of the series. Here we go. SRG versus VP.
I'm liking how both of these teams have adopted so far in this series. The way that we're seeing VP finally go for that really team fight comp as well. I mean, even just looking at the Bruno, it does feel like this is the type of play from Super Igorka that's really gonna go for the fights against SRG. So let's see what the plan is gonna be this time around. Is the early game still gonna pan out the exact same way so far? Because Pluto was already forced to use that Revitalize. Great pressure coming in from Cram so far in this game compared to game number 2.
Yeah, good stuff. Emblem builds here, the Bargain Hunter for the Harith. So far, everything looks pretty normal. Well, I guess there's a difference. Oh, good take by Innocent. There's a difference in the Kalea, right? For Pluto, he liked to go for the pull yourself together and the agility. This is a tankier take with the firmness over the agility. On the other side, Master Assassin for Super Igorka, really trying to win out this matchup.
So this is adding to what we just mentioned about Virtus.pro changing things up, adapting to what they think or what seems to be one of the best ways to deal with SRG.OG and their playstyle so far in this game. And it seems like the action in the mid lane is still on. Will Pluto actually go for the Unbreakable though? Might not for now. So they just resume the farming and play it very cautiously in the first few minutes of the game. The first objective might be the actual fight.
Yeah. It's just a battle of prio at this point of the game, right? For both teams. That's why SRG have been sending even Skies to come in mid to clear it out. Stormy's level 4, so first move by SRG on Turtle 1.
Oh, there's the grab and Pluto. Will he still be able to commit the AOG? It's a no, and Sakai secures the objective as well as first blood. Bad got forced to flicker away, and that does not allow for Andoryu to at least get close to contest. And now they transition into denying the orange buff.
It's all about speed. SRG saw what Virtus.pro were able to do in game number 2 with that speed, with that pace. Tsunami Slam, bringing Pluto back.
For the second time around, are they actually going for Pluto? That's his second death in this game. Badcott trying to take out Sakai's, but it's Boulevard who gets to do it instead. But still, Badcott, he also falls.
2 deaths on Pluto, 1 death on Badcott. Overall, it should still be worth it for SRG here, especially if they deny this trade in the jungle. Innocent's walking up, Yums too. And Doryu gets the retreat down. So at least he finds a bit of value with Skies falling, but it's really not too much, considering, again, SRG got 2 kills on Mr. Sky Prince.
Yep, the numbers are clearly in favor of SRG right now. They've also established a 1k gold lead so far, which I feel like is a really good situation, especially if you're Innocent, which is, speaking of Innocent, look at him right now being very confident, using the Zaman Force just to force Super Igorka to go back under his turret. So this is SRG.
Yeah.
This is the team, this is the experience showing up in terms of holding on to the lead or actually trying to make it grow.
This is why, personally, I wouldn't think of the Bruno against the Harith. Like, you're not really a big bully in level 1 to 3 against the Harith. And once Harith gets level 4 into a book and just a book, you get the ultimate dashes, unlimited dashes on the Chrono Dash with the Zaman Force. Yums!
Oh, that's such a quick rotation from Stormy as well as Yums. A very decisive flicker and Tidal Strike as well. But the counter engage takes down Yums, but the Zaman Force, the cooldown is already gone. Now they actually try to go for Pluto, but Andoryu makes it just in time. Will he be able to cast the Yogi Shadow Kill though? He will! And Stormy gets traded down, but the Phantom Execution! Oh my goodness, Sakai's, he got Andoryu!
Very unfortunate. They split apart. It was a good flicker from Stormy to bring in to disperse the damage, but then they just dispersed again, and now Turtle 2.
They don't have the jungler. They don't have their jungler. And still, Sakai's clearly will have the upper hand, the advantage in securing that objective. The pressure just, it's always in VP's side of the map. They're not letting go, especially with Cram, who's also able to rotate down bottom this early on. So they're clearly trying to go for the objectives, but at least for VP, it's a commendable way that they're able to deal and defend their turrets for now.
Super solid from SRG. That pace that they've been playing with, they've literally just, again, adapted to VP style. In game number 2, VP were the ones constantly fighting, constantly getting the early setups onto neutral objectives. This time, it's SRG. They're first into the fights, they're first into neutral objectives as well, and everyone wants smoke. Even Innocent in the bottom lane, constantly going for 1v1s, feeling confident. And Doryu brought back.
There's no way out if you're Andoryu. And I think the way we're seeing SRG play this so far is that they're not following a certain system. They don't follow a certain sequence when it comes to forcing the fights. anyone can actually start the fight if they want to do it. Can either be Innocent if he's confident enough to use the Zaman Force, or even the Fettered Airstrike. But hold on, speaking of Innocent, he might put himself in a dangerous position. Bad Cop still catches up, but there's a flicker and the Zaman Force to keep him alive. Stormy catches up too, which makes Virtus.pro a little hesitant. There's too much members, or too many members from SRG who caught up in that moment.
And SRG get the wave up top. They get a turret too. They have some more capitalization over VP, who've just been reacting to the plays of SRG without much to say in the macro game. They're not able to trade for much here. It was a flicker. I guess it was pretty good, right? Because you got a flicker, and now next fight you should be able to punish Innocent if you catch him. But it's an if. SRG got an absolute. They got a structure down that will be down forever. SNB gold difference here, 1,200 gold lead for Skies. The last two games he's been, I would say, struggling, right? Level 1, sorry, game 1 as well, losing out to Farm against Endoryu. And game 2, we know what happened. So great to see Skies finally in the lead.
I mean, for VP, I guess they don't really have a choice but to wait for their timings, to wait for Super Igorka. But now they might actually try to contest for this objective. AOG already committed. Actually knocks up a couple members from SRG.OG, but they immediately take down Stormy, but Pluto gets punished as well. Yums tries to escape, but he will not succeed. And look at the damage coming in from Super Igorka and Badcon, who decides to dive under the turret just to get that kill, allowing Endoryu to finally get a turtle for his team.
Pluto. Last-ditch effort. Most of the times you see a Gato catch AOG back. He was mounted. He was bound to die, and he decided to AOG forward. He even caught Stormy off guard. He popped in the Feathered Airstrike thinking that the AOG will be defensive, or thinking that would at least be like a slam forward to cancel out the AOG. Miscom by SRG. Great punish by VP.
The team fight capabilities right now.
And yeah, the flicker wasn't used. Not by Stormy.
Yeah, but the teamfight capabilities of VP, they're becoming scary at this point. They've already somehow caught up. There's still a 1k gold lead for SRG, but this could have been way bigger if only they're able to keep the momentum in their hands. And as you've mentioned, even the leads between their junglers, somehow, someway, they're slowly catching up.
1,500 gold lead. That big lead that SRG have built up in the early stage of the game towards this point is gone. And VP, look at see the confidence in Endoryu. A Sky Piercer for the Hayabusa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing this even in the wildcard. Oh man, another pick. Super Igorka gets it 2-0-2, and it was Cram who got caught.
There was a different intention, I feel, for SRG. They had plans to do something up top, but majority of the members of VP, they weren't there. They were in the mid lane, they were in the bottom lane, and Pluto droning out Sekai's and gets to AOG out of it. So they did so much to zone, but luckily SRG, they get to hold on that tier 2.
The lead is completely gone, and Doryu is still stolen away the purple buff. Skies is still a level ahead, and that could be an angle that SRG decide to use to contest for the neutral objective. Your Lord spawning in the game at the 9th minute mark as Endoryu constantly farms up, trying to get even in level up against Skies. But VP know they've got a winning angle here. They have to play for Super Igorka yet again on a safe pick that's just previously shoot. This is balling away. Cram.
Oh, Pluto's already down half. But so is Cram though. Oh, they find Sekai. They go for the Tsunami Slam onto Boulevard. What a beautiful target for SRG.OG. Innocent also using the Zaman Force. Might just be able to get another kill, but the AOG immunes him for a while, but not for long. Ogi Shadow Kill also committed as well by Endoryu, and that might not be enough anymore for Virtus.pro to keep going with this fight. Super Igorka chased by 4. Endoryu tries to go in, but he doesn't have the Ogi Shadow Kill anymore, but still finds Stormy. Tries to get away, but it won't be enough. That's still 4 members of SRG.OG.
The recovery from the Selangor Red Giants. OG Esports now straight to the Lord. 10 minutes in, 2,000 gold lead back. So they're back where they're left off. Not completely, but they're on the way there. Virtus.pro, Boulevard, way too aggressive, standing up front, not respecting the concealed potential of Yums, and he got caught. He got caught hard. Everyone wasn't really able to recover from that position. Everybody was just throwing in skills, even Endoryu. He walked up with the quad shadow, got the shadow kill in, but he was stunned right as he went for the quad shadow. So it ended up being a very awkward shadow kill that got, I think most of the damage was actually on the Lord. So very unfortunate for VP, for SRG, back to plan A. Going with the snowball, utilizing the Lord, 4,600. There you go. That's where they left off.
VP need to be a little more careful about when or where they position themselves, especially for heroes like Boulevard, because he wasn't able to even use the Fury of the Phoenix anymore to scout the other members of SRG.OG, but Endoryu with that single combo and the feathered air strike, he gets deleted on the Hayabusa, even with the quad shadows. There's no way out. And the Holy Shields, once again, they are already down. But this is the punish from VP. They find Innocent. Sekai's, though, still a massive threat. So they focus on taking down the Lord for now. But Sekai's, he just won't stop.
He will have to stop, though, now with the Holy Defense already taken down the Lord. Virtus.pro, what a crazy engage yet again by Pluto. He saw an angle for Innocent, went for the taunt, got the AOG. Now the airstrike used up. Pluto holding the line down. Oh!
Bad God was only trying to zone to get some space, but he cannot do it alone anymore. Will Endoryu try to go for it again this time? Only shadow kill, but it splits between 3 members. Sekai's also looking for another kill. Fortunately, there's a flicker for Boulevard, and now they disengage. But not for Endoryu. He still might want to go for it because the Fury of the Phoenix is committed. But the iframes, the Thord Rose, that was a close call for Sekai's. And now Stormy fights Super Igorka.
That's why you want Stormy on a carry pick, a flicker forward to punish an overextending Purify Super Igorka. Great moves by SRG, and yes, the reaction time locked in completely. Even though Skies was far away from what could have been a threat, he was locked in. He knew that was coming. Went for the Thorn Rose, dodged away from it, and now without Super Igorka, they're sieging in the base yet again for a base turret, and they'll be happy with that. They gotta keep discipline. They know that VP have many ways to still turn things around despite the 7,000 gold lead, so they have to take it slow.
The feathered airstrike is such a problem at this point for VP. I mean, they have the Hayabusa, but now that Stormy's always protected by the other members of SRG, or at least beside another member of SRG, makes things so hard for Endoryu to find the right pickoff. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things that they have to figure out now that they're forced to defend for majority of the game. How do they actually find that one single pickoff if SRG are just always grouped up and their tankiest frontliners, they can't find a way to deal with it just yet? I mean, Super Igorka, I feel like he already has the Malefic gun. Yeah. So somehow there's a little bit more of range to it. But if you're forced to disengage just from joining the fights for a while, then how could you maximize the passive of the Bruno at this point?
Skies walks up. We're also reaching a point where Badcot's really struggling to stay relevant. Pluto walks up.
Yums and Innocent from behind knocks up too, and without even the Zaman Force, just the Thorn Rose already eliminates Stormy and Boulevard. Pluto trying to walk back to the base, but Badcot and Endoryu, what can they do if their paths are being blocked like this? Still has the quad shadow, so we'll find a way to go back. But they're not letting up. They're chasing after him. They won't let him go back to the base.
They want to end the game right here, right now. No upset, at least not here, is what they're saying. Skies walks up the puncture. Zaman Force over SRG.
Badcot's trying to deal with the waves, but there's still a single cart minion left. And that is it for Virtus.pro. A great showing, but the series, it falls into the hands of SRG.OG.